Tenten is Naruto's most wasted character, and I don't think a lot of people would disagree with me. Between the screen time memes and the tauntaun memes and everything in between, it's undeniable that Tenten is one of the most forgettable characters in the entire Naruto franchise. Unless you're like me, and you've watched the fillers, which gave her a lot more cool moments, like meeting Pain number 3 before they became Pain number 3, killing whatever this thing is, and bringing Pervert Neji into existence. Or maybe it was that one movie, I'm not really sure myself. All I do really know is, we finally have a version of Sasuke to fawn over. But moving on. Compared to other characters who feel forgotten like Anko, Yamato, or Sai, who all got at least one arc to be at least a somewhat major player in, Tenten never got a single canon arc to show exactly what she's made of. And I'm not counting when Team Guy fights their clones, because that fight was boring. Need more proof that she's the most wasted character? How about the fact that she's the only member of the Konoha 13 to not get a last name? Or how about the fact that her backstory wasn't revealed until episode 257 of Shippuden? And it's even worse if you didn't watch the fillers, because then the only thing you have to go off of for Tenten's backstory is Konoha Hiden, perfect day for a wedding. A few things that it reveals include the fact that Tenten considers herself one of the best taijutsu users in the village thanks to being trained by Might Guy, as well as the fact that when she was young, she discovered that she had a talent for space-time ninjutsu and weapons. So she decides not only to hone in on these two skills, but to master them. Not just to catch up to her team, but to stand beside them as equals. And while it's all well and good that Kishimoto remembered Tenten, you know where else this story comes from? The fillers. It's the exact same thing as explained in the fillers. It's almost as though one day Kishimoto was just like, wow, that's a really cool poster of the Konoha 13. But who's that character? Sir, that's Tenten. Who? And then he proceeded to watch all of Tenten's fillers in order to understand who the hell this character was actually supposed to be. Now, don't get me wrong, just because Kishimoto doesn't utilize one character in the series, okay, maybe a few characters in the series, okay, geez, a lot of characters in this series, it doesn't mean that he's a bad writer. Far from it, actually. He created my favorite anime of all time, Naruto. And then he created Boruto. Wait, that's it. Boruto. Maybe that series will respect Tenten a little bit more. And I'm back. And the question on everyone's mind is, does Boruto improve Tenten? No. No, it does not. If anything, this show outright disrespects Tenten's character. Like, seriously, she has her own business, which is cool, and it's named 10-10-10, which is awesome, but it literally has no business whatsoever. Oh, and in case you're wondering, yes, those are the Sage of Six Paths ninja tools, so don't you dare tell me that she's not as strong as everyone else. And it doesn't get better from here. Maybe she has a kid? A significant other? Both? Neither. Even though given the circumstances, she clearly should have gotten together with Lee. Although, there is always the chance that she actually did. Take a look at this kid. This is Metal Lee, Rock Lee's son, and we have no idea who the mother is. Now here's a picture of Tenten right beside them. Look at the eye shape, and tell me that this is not a possibility. But even if this is true, why did this have to be a fan theory in the first place? Why couldn't you just outright tell us? It's not the craziest thing in the world to believe these two got together. They were on the same team. Okay, then what about friends? She still has to be friends with Hinata, Ino, and Sakura, right? Well, I can't specifically say that they're not friends anymore, but they clearly did not invite her to girls' night. And don't make the excuse that Tenten's not a mom, that shouldn't matter. The boys understood this. And still just a general lack of screen time with Tenten. Granted, I do appreciate that the anime is at least trying to give her more screen time, with the arcs like Parent and Child Day, the Chunin exams, and Konoha Shinden, the Steam Ninja Scrolls. But none of these arcs outright improve Tenten's character in any way, or resolve any of her past issues, like dealing with the fact that Tsunade is her hero, yet she has never acknowledged Tenten. Or how about settling her and Tamari's past differences at the Chunin exams? And what really ticks me off is the fact that this stuff isn't even that hard to fix. You'd need like what, 2 scenes maximum? A passing reference maybe? Just anything. Just acknowledge that her character arc has ended. And then finally we have her design in Boruto. Now, to be fair, she got off easier than some of the other returning cast. Rest in peace, Choji's luscious locks. We will miss you. Now, don't get me wrong, this is still Tenten we're talking about, so still.
Smash.
But regardless, in my personal opinion, this design is such a downgrade from what we had before. I mean, look at these two pictures. The first one clearly looks like it had a lot of thought going into it. There's a bunch of little improvements to her design, like having a cool flame pattern across her clothes, her hair buns turning into braids, carrying around a couple of scrolls across her waist, and actually, you see those little things around her wrists? Those actually have scrolls where she can store even more ninja tools. Isn't that such a cool detail? And now, compare this design to adult Tenten. She has pockets. Yay? Actually, now that I think about it, Style Theory did a video on this, so actually, you know what? Massive W for Tenten. But you can see where I'm coming from with this criticism. This is literally just the simplified logo situation, but with anime. But I digress. So, where does this leave us? Being honest, not in a great place. We are 0 for 3 for series that treat Tenten with respect. It just seems as though that whatever situation Tenten's put into, she's never going to be a starring character. I guess I just have to, learn to live with that, huh? Wait. What's that? That off in the distance. It's... Are you kidding me? Get that button out of here. Everyone knows I don't need to... What's that? 99% of my viewers aren't subscribed? That's perfectly fine. People can do whatever they want to. Doesn't bother me in the slightest. Now, before I pop a blood vessel, what were we talking about again? Oh, right. Rock Lee and his ninja pals. This, if you don't know, is, well, Rock Lee and his ninja pals. The 4th Naruto show. And absolutely the one that people forget the most. How do I know that? Well, it just comes from the fact that I have never seen a single person ever talk about this show on YouTube. Seriously, I've seen more people talk about this show on Reddit than I have on YouTube, and I don't even have Reddit. But, back to the show itself, it's basically a Looney Tunes-esque style, starring Lee, Neji, Tenten, Guy Sensei, and Naruto. Because of course Naruto has to be there. Oh my gosh, guys, look, it's the most underrated character in the show! But in all seriousness, as long as you don't take it too seriously, the show is actually really good. It takes a few episodes to get its stride, but once it gets there, it's actually really enjoyable. Also, just a side note, Yamato is basically a Where's Waldo character in this show. He almost never speaks, and it's just downright hilarious. I remember just every episode, just me and my siblings would absolutely get excited whenever we could find him. So the big question is, does this show actually improve Tenten's character? Well, in a word, yes. Yes, it actually does. Let's go over a few of the topics I talked about before. Screen time? Well, yeah, she has that. She's one of the 3 main characters. Well, 4, my guy included. What about her design? Well, seeing as it's a chibi-style show, it does change from time to time. Although I will say some of these designs are a lot better than others. But none of her designs beat out what Neji wears on the regular. Like, oh my gosh. And the last question there is, does the show actually give her proper character development? Well, believe it or not, this chibi-style Looney Tunes ripoff Naruto show is the thing that gives Tenten closure to her arc. Tsunade acknowledging her? We got that. Rematch with Tamari? We got that too. Being an important member of Team Guy? Yes, yes, and yes. This show is literally your one-stop shop for all of Tenten's closure. And you know what? As weird as this journey has been, I'm glad that we actually got a proper conclusion. Because, speaking personally, Tenten's arc has always resonated with me. This is a character that knew what she wanted to do all throughout her life. To become a legendary kunoichi like her hero, Lady Tsunade. And when she was given a chance to finally achieve her dreams, she failed. Was it disheartening for her? Of course it was. It would be disheartening for anyone, especially when you have this mental picture of yourself in your future, but then it just shatters right in front of you. But just because life didn't go exactly how you planned it, doesn't mean that you're a failure. It just means that you have to take a different path to achieve your dreams, no matter what they may be. And for Tenten specifically, sure, she couldn't be like Lady Tsunade, but does that mean she was going to give up on being a legendary kunoichi? Hell no. She took what she was good at, and she made herself a better future. But whether or not she makes herself known as legendary? Well, I suppose we'll just have to wait and see. But with that being said, guys, be sure to like, subscribe, and until next time, Goodbye!